So my hope is that you have read what you need to read. My hope is that you have read what you need to read because we are again treading into deep waters with philosophy, right? And we're seeing David Hume yet again. So hopefully you've read everything you need to read. So we have Benedict Spinoza and David Hume, and we'll talk about both of those. David Hume in particular, more in detail, because that is the one that most atheists would glom onto. So let's start with Benedict Spinoza. First, let's take it because it's been a while. Let's look at the actual argument. I'll read it aloud and then we'll talk about it. I am on page whatever. I can't see it. Okay, there it is, 204. So the first premise is miracles are violations of natural laws. The second one is natural laws are immutable. The third is it is impossible to violate immutable laws. Immutable means unchanging. Okay, so that's the meaning of immutable. And then 4, therefore miracles are impossible. So let's go back. Miracles are violations of natural laws. Is that true? Yes. Natural laws are immutable. Is that true?
No.
No, it's not. And he's presupposing that in his argument. And so we could stop right there. We don't need any other proof, but we won't stop there. So question 4 says, what was Benedict Spinoza's objection to miracles and why he was dead wrong? Eric.
Saying that natural laws are immutable, so not possible. And he's wrong because they're not immutable. And describe what happens.
They describe what regularly happens, but they don't. It's just a prescription of what regularly happens. Actually, yeah.
Going off of that, he said that intelligent beings like us overpower them every day, therefore they can't be prescriptions.
So, yeah, they are overcome every day, right?
What natural law do we overcome?
Gravity. That's when it said, like, one of the things.
By overcome means we negate its power. It's still there. Yeah. This is what it is.
For example,
Listen.
when a baseball player catches a flying baseball, he is overpowering the force of gravity. We can do the same whenever we fly planes or blast off into space.
So
it doesn't. Gravity,
therefore, it can't prescribe.
Yeah, I understand the wording is problematic, but we overcome it. We overcome it. It might be a better way of putting it. The gravity is still there.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
I didn't hear the last part of that. Jared, I didn't hear the last part. I want to hear what you have to say.
Natural law doesn't say we can't overcome gravity, just as well as experience. We're not overcoming the natural law.
If that's true.
What it's yeah, but the thing that the word you need to look at is immutable. It means it can't change at all. Nothing can change it. And in the sense that we have gravity, that's true. But in the sense of the effects of gravity, it's not true. It's not unchanging. Does that make sense? I think that's the part that we need to focus on. Okay, so so he believed that laws are immutable. We already read from page 204. And so he was wrong because God's laws are not immutable. Creation itself is an example. Creating something out of nothing is impossible. And yet, that's what every scientist, regardless of their worldview, would say happened with the universe. As in one of my favorite movies, in The Sound of Music, Julie Andrews sings, "Nothing comes from nothing. Nothing ain't good." Right? I wish I could sing. So yeah, it's fun. So
It is a good.
so he creation itself is an example of something out of nothing, right? So also natural laws do not cause anything. They describe what regularly happens. It's not causal. It's just a description of what happens. So number 5. This one is much more difficult. So I'll read that aloud. It's on page 206. The origin of the universe happened only once. It was a rare, unrepeatable.
It's on the bottom of page 205.
Oh, 205? Okay. Yep, you're right there. Natural law is by definition a description of a regular occurrence. Is that true?
Yep.
A miracle is by definition a rare occurrence. Is that true? Yes. The evidence for the regular is always greater than that for the rare.
No.
Yeah, not necessarily. A wise man always bases his belief on the greater evidence.
No.
That's kind of biased.
That's sort of.
I don't know if we can say
That's immediate.
always.
The same
Always.
Matter
A wise man always bases his belief on the greater evidence. Maybe most of the time. Maybe all the time. But
Yes, with
I don't know if we know that for sure. In order to know whether that's true or false, we have to know every single decision that's ever been made. So, what? Only the wise ones, yeah.
Only the yes.
Therefore, a wise man should never believe in miracles. So, in a nutshell, what was David Hume's objection? We just mentioned that. But in a nutshell, why was he wrong? Yes.
Because if we can't believe they're weird, then the majority of history itself cannot be believed because it's a bunch of rare occurrences.
There are
Even his birthday.
There are rare occurrences happening all the time that we believe. I'm pretty sure I was born. I'm here.
Really?
That was a rare occurrence. It only happened once. Well, it actually happened twice, but physically it only happened once. Yes, Jared.
I think the main problem is that assuming that the regular occurrence always has a greater evidence. That's not always true.
That's not always true. It is true sometimes, but in order for this to be law, philosophical law, it has to be all the time. If you've got one, instance that's not, then it can't be true. Now, there's another problem with this. It's a circular argument, and it says on page, in my words, that a circular argument is you're using your claim to prove that their reasons for the claim are true. That's a circular argument, and it's a logical fallacy. And what?
They do it in both of them.
Yeah. So it's a logical fallacy. So even, I mean, no matter what it said, if it is arguing in a circle, if it's a circular argument, it can't be true. So I spent a good amount of time this summer making sure I understood all of this. So here's the circular argument. And if you need me to write this out, I will. But so he starts with a wise person should never believe in miracles. Does the wise person know all miracle claims are false? No. The only way to know that all claims are false is to know they have never happened, which is Hume's claim that miracles have never happened. So if his claim is that miracles have never happened, then unless he knows of all of the miracles that have ever, or all the things that have claimed to be miracles are false, then it's not true. So logically, Hume's argument is false, not just the fallacy isn't just what he's writing; it's the circular argument that he gives. Does that make sense? Some sense. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you an assignment. You have the rest of the hour to work on it. I'd like for it to be, this is what?
Do the reading.
Do as much as you can. The reading isn't very long. There are quite a few questions, but read pages 210 to 217. And then complete. Yes. And it's just 6 and 7. And you don't have to worry about the engage. I'll be a fan of it.